Okay, let's try this again. So, we already missed a touchdown. The the Renegades scored on a 21-yard touchdown catch. 41-yard catch and run by Sal Canelo. And that pass batted at the line and incomplete on the 2-point conversion attempt. Alright, so we're going to try that again. This is still not how it should be. But the Renegades, they score first in the championship game. They lead this one 6-0 after their extra point attempt, which they opted to go for 2, was no good. Alright, give me 1 second. Alright, so I think everything's good. This is definitely a lot better than it was, although it's probably gonna... Yeah, apparently if I move, it's too much for it to handle, so that could be a problem. Now, why is my thumbnail... Oh, this is so bad. This thumbnail is all messed up. Alright, let's try it. Pull the comments up and hope this works this time. Alright, so they're back from commercial. Renegades lead this one 6-0. With 10:58 to go in the first quarter. Oh, what am I doing? So the kick is away here. Puka Williams, the defender's kick returner, fields this at his own 10. And he's taking that at his own 29-yard line. And that is where the defenders will take over for their first offensive possession. I mean, this is not even streamable. I don't even know what's happening right now. Might as well just not stream. Alright, I put a poll out. Make sure to vote. Here is the Jordan Tatum on the keeper. He is going to lose a yard on the first play from scrimmage for the defenders. Alright, this seems to be a little bit better now. Never mind. Alright, so Jordan Teamu was named the XFL Offensive Player of the Year earlier this week. He was the defenders on the 2nd and 11. Here he looks to throw. Quick throw that is tipped and incomplete. Looking for Chris Blair on a slant. Donald Payne, Renegades linebacker, came back in the South Division Championship. He got a hand on that and knocked it down. He missed the majority of the season with an injury. I don't remember what his injury was. But now, yeah, if I move or do anything, it goes way, way down. The frame rate, that is. And, like, I don't know. The frame rate should be steady. Here is Teamu to throw on 3rd and 11. He throws, that is bobbled and incomplete. Josh Hammond, the intended receiver. That'll bring a 4th and 11, and the defenders will be forced to punt. Here's a 4th and 11. The defense forces a quick 3 and out. And the defenders send on punter Daniel Whelan. Joe Powell back deep to receive for the Renegades. He'll field this one on a few bounces. Actually, let this go past him. Now he fields it on like a billion bounces at the 8. And on the return, he's going to get past the 10. Still on his feet, and he's taken down at the 12. A lot of action there for not much going on. Alright, so Luis Perez and the Arlington Renegades offense back onto the field. They lead them from 6-0, and their defense gets off to an absolutely fantastic start, holding the highest scoring offense in the XFL to a 3 and out and a loss of a yard on their first possession. Here is a 2nd and 11. By the way, Victor Bolden Jr. is active today for the Renegades. He was a midseason addition, and he got injured, then didn't play a whole ton. And this is probably like a 2nd or 3rd game where he's on the field for him. Here's the give to Devon Smith. Smith is going to break a tackle. He's still on his feet. He's going to gain 6, maybe 7 on the play. Back-to-back good runs for Devon Smith. Luis Perez is Mr. Spring Football. He's done about anything you can do in spring football. He started with the XFL, the USFL, the Spring League, the XFL in 2020, the AAF. He's been literally everywhere after he came out of college. And he's also had a few stints on NFL practice squads. Here is a 2nd and 3 for Perez and the Renegades. From the 19, here is the handoff to Smith once again. He runs into his lineman. And he is going to pick up a 1st down, gain 4 or 5 on the play. See, now this is running a lot smoother. I don't know why I wouldn't do this before. You're going with the defenders? Yeah, me too. Ooh, the XFL updated their website. Now I can filter players by their number, which is really, really helpful. Alright, 1st and 10 here for the Renegades at their own 24-yard line. Perez in shotgun. Smith, nope, that's not Smith to back. Play action. That is tipped and almost caught by Tyler Vaughns, but that pass is incomplete. Number 6 for the defenders. That is Fadul Brown. He's the defensive lineman. You got a hand on that one. So here is a 2nd and 10. 7:35 to go in the opening quarter. Renegades lead this one at 6-0. Here is the little touch pass ahead to... don't know who that is. That is 19. Who is 19 for the Renegades? 19, that's Brandon Arcanato. Probably said his name wrong. Alright, so here is a 3rd and 8. Perez in shotgun for this upcoming 3rd and long. Here is Perez. He looks to throw. He's going to go deep down the field. He's got a receiver, and that is caught by Tyler Vaughns at the 35-yard line. A big catch for the Renegades on third down, and a big play as they move the chains. On a nice adjustment on the pass as well by Tyler Vaughns. It's actually at the 45 on the defender's side of midfield. I thought that they were still on their own side. Alright, so 1st and 10 after the big play on third down, 45-yard line of the defenders. Here's another quick throw. This one to Vaughns, and he's stopped after a gain of 3 on the screen. Tyler Vaughns has been a really good receiver for the Renegades so far. This game, he's been good for them all season long. He's been one of their go-to targets. Luis Perez already having an excellent game, 7 for 8, 100 passing yards and a touchdown. And that is definitely something the Renegades are going to need if they're going to win this game. Is a great game from Luis Perez. We got play blown dead. Looks like there was some injured player, but he's able to walk off under his own power. That's good. Maybe he's not injured, not completely sure. But go Renegades. They've gotten off to a great start, I can say that, but I don't think they'll end up with the win. Although they could, I mean. Alright, I don't know what's happening here. Apparently they had to come get somebody out for some reason. By the way, DC offensive lineman has been ruled out for the rest of the game with an Achilles injury. Alright, so what happened there is somebody apparently took a knee to the head, so they wanted to get him out and evaluated for some kind of head injury, I guess. Maybe concussion, not really sure. Here's a 2nd and 6, Perez off play action. Quick throw, again, that's caught by Vaughns. He's going to get a 1st down, gain 6 on the play. And that will move the chains for the Renegades. Give me 1 second. So far, 50-50 on the poll. Make sure to vote if you guys have not already done so. Alright, here's a 1st and 10 for the Renegades. Perez will hand off to Devon Smith. He's going to bounce this outside running left, and he's going to get tripped up for a loss of 2 yards there by number 43 of the DC Defenders. That is Francis Bernard, linebacker from Utah. So that brings up a 2nd and 12 here for the Renegades after the tackle for loss. It's a little under 5 minutes to go, 4:20 to be exact, in the opening quarter. Bernard, the guy that made that tackle, was the tackles leader for the Defenders in the regular season with 51. Here's a 2nd and 10, Perez. That is a low throw and incomplete, looking for Juan Winningham on the outside. That one falls incomplete. Here's a 3rd and 12. They've converted 1 3rd and long with a big play so far this drive. Let's see if they can get another one. Third and 12. Perez in shotgun. Smith the back line to his left. Here is Perez to throw. And to the outside, that is caught for a 1st down by number 3. That is Javonta Payton. He had a big game in the semifinal, the semifinal, or however you look at it, the South Division Championship. So that is he was coming off a big game in that one. First and 10, another quick throw out to Peyton, and he's going to gain 8 on the screen to make this a 2nd and 2, maybe a 2nd and 1. Let me just check something really quickly. Alright, so here is a 2nd and 1 for the Arlington Renegades. Perez under center. Devon Smith is the back, wound up well behind him. Here is the give to Smith, and he is going to spin away from one, but he's taken down right at the line of scrimmage. Nowhere for him to run. He's going to maybe even lose half a yard. A good stop there by the DC defense, Reggie Northrup, with a good stop there. That'll bring a 3rd and 2. So 3rd and 2 here, a little over 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Renegades lead this one 6-0. Looks like each team's having some communication issues. Play clock gets 0. The Renegades spend their first timeout. First timeout either team is spent. So I think what happened is the Renegades, they switched quarterbacks to go to the more mobile quarterback. But now, they had some kind of communication issues. So I think that's what the problem was there. Well, let me find the inactives for each team. Oh, there's no inactives for the championship game. If you're on the roster, you're active. Alright, so waiting for them to come back from commercial break here after the timeout. Let me just make sure everything is going okay here. Alright, so far the results on the poll. 67% have said the Defenders will win. 33% have said the Renegades. Make sure to vote if you guys haven't already done so. But waiting for them to come back from commercial. Let me refresh to make sure we're all good. Alright. Alright, so the Renegades, they've got the football. I think what they were trying to do is I think they put in Kelly Bryant, who's their more mobile quarterback for this 3rd and short. They've used him on a few 2-point conversion attempts. Let's see, who's quarterback here? It is Kelly Bryant. It is Kelly Bryant in at quarterback, so would not be shocked to see some kind of design quarterback run, anything like that. So 3rd and 2. 2:01 to go in the first quarter. Bryant in shotgun. Here is Bryant on the keeper up the middle. He's got a first down. Inside the 10-yard line, Bryant is taken down at the 7. And he does his job. Picks up the first down using his legs. Now, Luis Perez, not necessarily the most mobile guy. Pretty immobile, if you ask me. I'm not saying he can't move, but I mean, he's super slow. So, they put in Kelly Bryant, and they're going to leave him in here for this first and goal. 13-play, 81-yard drive so far for the Renegades. Bryant in shotgun. Here's the designed run running right. He's going to break a tackle. He's got some blockers in front, and Kelly Bryant is in for a Renegades touchdown. It is now 12-0 Renegades. They've gotten off to a dream start here in the XFL Championship game. We have a flag down. It is holding on the offense. This will come back. Take the touchdown off the board. Wide receiver Lawan Winningham called for the hold. He was blocking. He was the receiver on the outside. Let's see. That's not a hold. That's going to be the most garbage penalty of all time. That is not even close to a hold. That's not a hold. One of the few bad calls in the XFL. Don't really see him a ton, but there's one there. Not even close to a hold. So that backs him up to the 14. Perez back in at quarterback. Here is a quick throw that is caught by Sal Canella. He's stripped up at the 9. He was the guy that caught the first touchdown. And currently only touchdown. So under a minute to go here in the opening quarter. Second and goal for the Renegades. Perez takes a snap, looks to throw plenty of time. Now he scrambles forward, throws to the end zone. That is caught for a Renegades touchdown. This time it will stand. Tyler Vaughns with the touchdown catch. 9-yard touchdown catch for Vaughns, and the Renegades lead this one 12-0. After back-to-back great drives against a good defender's defense. And also, Tyler Vaughns with that guy with the big catch on 3rd and 8 to extend the drive. And he now makes the touchdown catch. That was a nice throw from Perez. 16-play, 88-yard drive, taking 8:45 of the clock. A really long drive there for the Renegades. So they will be going for 2 here with 29 seconds left in the first quarter to make it a 14-0 game. Perez in shotgun. Smith is the back line to his left. Here Perez looks to throw. He's going to find Smith out of the backfield, and Smith is going to walk in for the 2-point conversion, and the Renegades jump out to a very early 14-0 lead over the defenders. Big surprise so far. So the defenders, they will get the football here. They really need to get something going offensively. I mean, they've only had 1 drive, and they went 3 plays for a loss of a yard. But I mean, their defense, which had, statistically they weren't great, but their defense was actually solid all season long. That they've been getting destroyed by the league's worst regular season statistical offense so far. Even though I don't really think they're the worst, especially with Luis Perez at quarterback. And if you go by today and last week, or 2 weeks ago, there's no chance they're the worst. 14 points is their highest first quarter points this season. Here's Puka Williams on the return. Williams cuts up the middle, and he's going to get up to the 36, and that is where the defenders will take over. 25 seconds to go in the first quarter. So 1st and 10. Teamo and the Defenders offense back on the field. So far, results in the poll: 60% of you guys have said the Renegades will win. 40% have Defenders. Make sure to vote if you guys haven't already. Here's the give to Abram Smith, and he is going to get tracked down for a loss of a yard. Donald Payne, Renegades linebacker, in the stop there. And so far, this has been all Renegades. Now we've got a flag down. So let's see what this is. So let's see what this flag is. Officials discussing it right now. It is a defensive penalty. No. We got offsetting penalties, so never mind. So offsetting penalties cancels everything out. So now 16 seconds to go in the opening quarter. 2nd and 10 here for the Defenders. They could just let this go to get into the quarter. They might try to draw them offsides. Let's see. 2 seconds, a second, and yeah, we're headed to the second quarter. Defenders with the football. 2nd and 10. They have done nothing offensively so far. But I mean, they've also had the ball for like 10 seconds. Not quite, but definitely under a minute. Yeah, 2 incompletions. The Defenders have had the ball for 2 minutes and 18 seconds of the first quarter. That is not much at all. Give me 1 second just to check something. Give me 1 minute. Alright, so waiting for them to come back from commercial break here as we enter the second quarter. Defenders with the football, they have not gotten a yard on offense so far, and their defense has not been able to stop the Renegades. And now, that's kind of surprising considering the Renegades offense has been so bad all season long. They scored like 14 points a game coming into the playoffs, yet in the playoffs, they scored 26 last week, and now they've scored 14 in 1 quarter today. Sorry, if I say last week, I mean in the championship game. I'm just not used to there being a week off in between games. So sorry if that gets confusing. Alright, so they're back from commercial break here. Updated results on the poll. 67% of you guys have said the Renegades will win. 33% have said the Defenders. Make sure to vote if you guys haven't already. So, 15 minutes to go in the first half. Renegades lead 14-0. Defenders with the football, 2nd and 10 at their own 36-yard line. They've got -1 yards. They've ran 4 plays and have a total of -1 yards. That's great. 2nd and 10. Teamu off play action. Protected well. Throws. That's complete. They got some positive yardage now. That's complete to wide receiver Lucky Jackson. The all XFL team wide receiver gets it to the Renegades 42-yard line on the first good play for the Defenders. So 1st and 10, Chris Blair in motion, their other standout wide receiver. Here is Teamu, quick throw that is caught by 88, that's tight end Moore, and he's going to gain 10, another defender first down. So after not getting any positive yardage on their first 4 plays, their previous 2 plays have all gone for 10 plus yards, with the other one being probably about 25. Here is Teamu off play action once again. He's going to go deep down the field. Nobody there. Almost picked off because the defender kept tracking the ball. Looks like some kind of miscommunication by Teamu and the receiver. Not completely sure. Didn't see a replay, but to me it looked like the receiver ran a stop or some kind of in route. So from the 31, here is Teamu. He's going to hand off to Abram Smith, and Smith is dragged down for no gain. He has not been able to run the football, and that is a huge disadvantage to the Defenders' offense because their passing game is good. Yes, sure, they've got some good receivers. They've got a good offensive line. They've got a great quarterback in Jordan Teamu. But now, their run game has been what they've done on offense. That has been their offensive identity all season long. So it could be a problem if they're not able to do that. I think they'll be able to run the football a little bit, but I mean they only ran the ball for 50 yards in their first meeting against the Renegades. Here is Teamu. He steps up in the pocket. Now he's going to take off and run, and Teamu's going to slide after a gain of 13 and pick up a first down as well. Now the weird thing for Jordan Teamu is he's really good in the XFL. He's like really good. Obviously, he won Offensive Player of the Year and was an MVP candidate. Even though I think it was really stupid that the XFL didn't name an MVP. They named Special Teams Player of the Year, Coach of the Year, Defensive and Offensive Players of the Year, yet not a MVP, which makes no sense. But Teamu's great in the XFL. Got back to that thought in a second. Here's the gift to Abram Smith up the middle. He's going to gain 2 yards. But Teamu's great in the XFL. Was great with the Battlehawks in 2020. Great with the Defenders this year, won Offensive Player of the Year. But now, last season in the USFL, he wasn't good. It really doesn't make any sense. Like, he was okay, but, I mean, nowhere close to the caliber of quarterback he is now. Here's a 2nd and 8 for the Defenders from the 16-yard line of the Renegades. Teamu, nope, play blown dead. Prior to the snap, we got a timeout called for by the Renegades, their second of the half. That leaves them with 1 remaining. The Defenders still with all 3 timeouts remaining. So here is a 2nd and 8, 11:50 to go in the second quarter. The Defenders putting together a nice drive so far, looking to get on the board and cut into this Renegade lead. So 2nd and 8, 11:50 to go. Defenders with the ball on the 16 of the Renegades. Tight end Moore in motion. Teamu in shotgun. Smith back on to his right. Here is Teamu on the keeper. He's gonna throw this one, almost picked, and now it is picked. Sliding interception off the tip. Flag is down. Tipped by Will Hill, picked off by Joe Powell, and a flag is thrown. This will be reviewed because it might have hit the ground. It's hard to tell. It was ineligible receiver downfield. Penalties obviously declined. It's hard to tell if the ball hit the ground or not. I don't think it did, but it's very hard to tell. Now, Jordan Teamu did an excellent job of taking care of the football in the regular season with only 3 interceptions in 10 games. But now, he threw 2 picks in the semifinal game against the Sea Dragons, and now he's thrown a pick just now. But now, the weird thing is, all 3 of those passes have been tipped. None are truly his fault. And another thing I thought is both the team's primary running backs have the last name of Smith. Abram Smith for the Defenders and Devon Smith for the Renegades. Give me 1 minute. Alright, so waiting for them to come back from commercial break here. After the interception, the Renegades will take over at their own 35-yard line, as the XFL's got some really strange touchback rules, because if it's a touchback on a punt or a general touchback comes out to the 35, which is weird, but the weirdest thing about it is if the ball goes out of bounds on a punt, it's treated as a touchback, which is insanely dumb. Alright, so still waiting for them to come back from commercial break. The Renegades with the football at their own 35-yard line. They lead this one 14-0, and their defense just came up with a big turnover, keeping the defenders off the scoreboard. Give me 1 second. That is the 24th turnover forced by the Renegades defense. That is the most in the XFL, and that also includes the playoffs. Their defense, that has been a bright spot for them all year long. They have a top defense, or one of the top defenses in the XFL. I would say probably the top defense. But now, their offense, now that they're starting to figure things out, the Renegades, they're really good here. As you see, I mean, they're not in the championship game for no reason. And they're not winning 14-0 in the championship game for no reason. They're a good team. And now that their offense is playing that way, they're really firing on all cylinders right now. I think between last week and the start of this week's game, we're seeing the true ceiling of the Renegades. We've got a free 5 yards for the Renegades right there, as the defenders jump off sides. So that'll give him 5 yards and an automatic not an automatic first down, sorry. That'll give him 5 yards and bring this to a 1st and 5. But going back to the interception real quick, it's not a bad decision by Te'amu. It's his only option to try to get the ball to that receiver who's Chris Blair on the crossing route. He just didn't get enough under it, causing Will Hill to be able to tip that, and then Joe Powell to make the sliding pick. Here's the give to Devon Smith. He's taken down at the line of scrimmage, which was the 40-yard line. After the penalties, that'll bring up a 2nd and 5. So 11.5 minutes to go in the first half. Renegades lead 14-0. We've got a 2nd and 5 here at their own 40. So 2nd and 5, Perez in shotgun, Smith the back line to his left. Here is quick dump off in the flat. I believe that's Van Der Esch who makes the catch there. And he's forced out right at the line of scrimmage. Number 19 for the Renegades. Let me check. I believe... No, Van Der Esch is 13. 19 is Brandon Arconato. I mentioned him before. I just did not remember. Alright, so 3rd and 4 here. So they're going to give him a yard on that one, even though it didn't look like he got much. 3rd and 4. Renegades perfect on 3rd down so far today, 4 of 4. Luis Perez in shotgun. Arconato in motion here. Perez looks to throw. Underneath, that is caught by Lawan Winningham. And he's across midfield, taken out at the 49-yard line of the defenders. He picks up the 1st down. And the Renegades remain perfect on 3rd downs. They are now 5 for 5. Updated results in the poll. 71% of you guys have now said the Renegades will win. 29% have said the defenders. Make sure to vote if you guys haven't already. So from the 48 of the defenders here, Perez in shotgun. Here is the give to Brown up the middle. Brown is going to go over the shoulder and gain 6 on the play. Woody Brown is a 26-year-old running back from... No, sorry, 24. I was right the first time. From West Virginia. So 2nd and 4, Perez in shotgun. Brown the back line to his left. Perez, a quick throw to the outside. That's caught by Van Der Esch, who runs into his own blocker. That's Sal Canella, and he reaches the ball across. I think he's got himself a 1st down. And the spot will give him a 1st down. And the Renegades move the chains once again. So 1st and 10 here, a little under 9 minutes to go in the first half. Perez in shotgun, Brown the back line up to his right. Defenders bring a blitz. Gets it out quickly. Canelo makes the catch. He's got another Renegades 1st down as he gains 10 on the play. Sal Canella's had himself a nice game so far. He opened up the scoring with a 41-yard catch and run. That is his 2nd or 3rd catch of the day. That is his 3rd catch. He's got 56 yards and a touchdown. So 1st and 10 here from the 27 here is the give to Woody Brown. And Brown is going to gain 7. The defenders just have not been able to stop any aspect of this Renegades offense so far. So 2nd and 3 from the 20, very edge of the red zone. Perez is going to hand off to Brown once again. And Brown is going to get about 3 yards. It's going to depend on the spot if he's going to get a 1st down or not. It's going to be a 3rd and very short for the Renegades here. It's marked as a 3rd and 1. Could go quarterback sneak here. Perez under center. Brown remains in at running back. He's wound up about 5 to 6 yards behind him. Here is the gift to Brown. He powers ahead, and he has just enough for a first down. Didn't need much, didn't get much, but he got enough to move the chains, and the Renegades now 6 of 6 on 3rd downs. So 1st and 10 here. Renegades lead this one at 14-0. They've picked up 14 first downs. The defenders only have 3. Van Der Esch in motion. Perez in shotgun. Devon Smith now at running back. On to his left. Perez going to roll out to his right. He's going to dump this off to Smith in the flat, who bobbles it and drops. That's incomplete. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 here for the Renegades, currently on a 10-play, 49-yard drive, which has taken 5:27 off the clock. They've had some really long drives so far. But 6:15 to go in the first half. Perez, quick throw to the outside, that is incomplete. Winningham, the intended target. Neal able to knock that one away and force him out of bounds as well, even though it didn't come up with the catch. The Renegades' first half point margin. In the regular season, they had a minus 48 point differential. In the playoffs, they have a plus 29 point differential, which that just goes to show how different the Renegades have been in the playoffs as opposed to the regular season. Here is a 3rd and 10. Renegades looking to remain perfect on 3rd down. So from the 16, first down inside the 6, Perez looks to throw. He's pressured. Going to dump this off to Winningham underneath, and he is not going to be able to spin away from Neal, and he's taken down after getting 5. That'll bring up a 4th and 5 for the Renegades. Excuse me. And they will be forced to settle for a field goal. So the Renegades, they send on kicker Taylor Russolino, who has 16 of 19 on field goal attempts this season, and he's now 17 for 20 as he knocks that one through. And the Renegades now lead this one by 17 points. They lead 17-0. Some updated results on the poll. 68% of you guys have said the Renegades will win. 62% have said the Renegades. 38% have said the Defenders. Give me 1 minute. Give me one second. Give me 1 second, this thing's loading. Alright, so the Defenders is set to get the football back here after their defense allows yet another good drive for the Renegades, but only holds them to 3. And the defenders really need to get going. They need some points in a bad way right now, because their defense can't stop. I think if you put me and 10 of you guys out there, I don't think they could stop them right now. So, the defenders really need to get some points on the board. So still waiting for them to come back from commercial break here. Updated results on the poll. 56% of you guys have said the Renegades will win. 44% have said the Defenders. Make sure to vote if you haven't already. Luis Perez, the Renegades quarterback, must really like playing against the defenders, as we got a flag that comes in on the kickoff because it didn't bounce inside the 20, which is another one of their dumb rules. I don't understand why some of these teams try to kick it short. Like, a lot of these players would have filled it on a bounce, but why do the kickers kick it short? I don't get that. Make them field it at, like, the 3, then all you guys are already standing on, like, the 35-yard line, and they can move once the ball is touched, so I don't know, it just doesn't make sense. But starting at the 45-yard line of the Renegades, here is the gift to Abram Smith, and he's going to gain 4. So here is a 2nd and 7. They gave him 3 on that one. A little under 5 minutes ago in the first half. Tiamo in shotgun. Smith is back on up to his right. Here is the gift to Abram Smith once again. Smith is going to get a first down and more. Here's up to the 30-yard line. Gains a good gain on that play. So 1st and 10 here for the defenders at the Renegades 30. Tiamo looks to throw. He's pressured, and Jordan Tiamo is still on his feet. Now he throws this one. That is almost caught by Josh Hammond. Not sure if he was trying to throw that one to Hammond or throw that one away. Either way, that was good for Tiamo. Did not take a big loss there. So here is a 2nd and 10, 3:35 to go in the first half. Tiamo in shotgun. Abram Smith is the back line to his right. Tiamo scans the field, finds Chris Blair underneath. He's going to gain 6 on the play, and that will bring up a 3rd and 4. So here's a 3rd and 4 from the 24. Tiamo on the quarterback draw up the middle. He's going to break the tackle, and he's going to slide at the 12. Gains 12, picks up first down, and the defenders move the chains, get it inside the red zone. And now let's see if the defenders can finally punch one into the end zone here, as they had the ball at a similar spot on their previous drive, but they threw an interception. Jordan Tiamo just 3 of 8 for 38 yards and an interception, but he's also had 23 yards on the ground so far. Hammond in motion here. See, I'm a low snap. Quick throw out to Hammond. He's going to run over a cameraman. But that pass was completed for a gain of 5. That brings us to the 2-minute warning. And hopefully the cameraman that was absolutely run over on the sideline is okay. So the defender is putting together a solid drive here as we hit the 2-minute warning. And we've reached 2 minutes to go here in the first half. So far, results on the poll, 56% of you guys have said the Renegades win, 44% have said the Defenders. Make sure to vote if you guys have not already done so. Give me 1 minute. Alright, so still waiting for them to come back from commercial break here. Two minutes to go here in the first half. The Renegades lead the Defenders 17-0. Let the Defenders with the football at the 12-yard line. Look to cut into the lead. Give me 1 minute to check something. Alright, so 2nd and 6 here for the Defenders. The cameraman that got run over on the sideline, they brought the cart out for him, so hopefully he's okay. Not every day you see somebody absolutely run over a cameraman on the sideline. So, 2nd and 6 here for the Defenders. 2 minutes to go. They trail 17-0. They've got the ball on the 12-yard line of the Renegades. I guess we're still waiting for the cameraman to get taken off. Not really sure. Alright, updated results in the poll. 60% of you guys have said the Renegades will win. 40% have said the Defenders. Make sure to vote if you haven't already. Alright, not completely sure what's taking so long. Alright, so apparently they're still doing something because haven't gotten back to playing after the 2-minute warning yet. Alright, so still waiting for them to resume play. The cameraman's still being helped on the sideline. Hopefully he's okay. I mean, he did get hit pretty hard. They've got the cart out there for him, which has now been out there for quite a while. Alright, so they go to commercial. Hopefully that cameraman's okay. I mean, didn't really look that bad. I mean, it is... It didn't look like he took that big of a... that big of a hit, but I mean, apparently pretty serious. He's still down. Hopefully he's good. He's okay. Alright, so hopefully the cameraman is okay. He took quite a hit over there on the sideline from Josh Hammond. They're still tending to him on the sideline the last time they went to commercial. They're still at commercial now. But as so far results in the poll, 58% of you guys have said the Renegades will win. 42% have said the Defenders. Alright, they're now back from commercial. The cameraman is still being looked at, or I don't know what the right word is. So the delay continues. Alright, so hopefully this guy's okay. I mean, it didn't... He took a hard hit, it seemed. It didn't look that bad, but I mean, obviously pretty serious. Alright, the cameraman is now loaded onto the cart. I mean, hopefully he's okay. Hi partner, I had to check in with you on the championship game, rooting for Stoops and the Renegades. They've been really good so far. I mean, I appreciate you checking in as well. But they've been really good so far. We 17-0 here. And, I mean, it would definitely be really cool to see the team that several people said shouldn't make the playoffs, because, I mean, they were 4-6 when you had the Battlehawks sitting right there at 7-3. It would definitely be cool to see them win the championship and be quite the underdog story. So here's a 2nd and 6 for the defenders from the 9-yard line. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Still got captions on. Here is the give to Abram Smith up the middle. Smith is going to gain 5, maybe 6 on a good run there on 2nd down. That'll most likely bring play 3rd and short. Fingers crossed. Yeah, I think if they can continue playing this way, how they've played so far, I really like their chances. But I mean, they've got to keep the ball away from this high-powered DC offense, which is definitely not an easy task. Here's the gift to Abram Smith. Here he picks up a 1st down. He's down to the 1. That'll bring up a 1st and goal. With 1:25 to go, the clock temporarily stops on the 3rd down, or on the 1st down. Abram Smith has been pretty well contained by the Renegades defense so far. Just 7 carries, 25 yards. Here they go back to him for the 3rd straight play, and this time he is going absolutely nowhere. Maybe lost a yard, not much space to run there for Abram Smith, and it looks like they're mark it for a loss of a yard as the spot comes back in at the 2. current drive, 9 plays, 43 yards, taking 3:56 off the clock for the defenders. 42 seconds to go in the half. For the 4th consecutive play, they give to Abram Smith. This time, he's in for a DC touchdown. So a 2-yard touchdown run for Abram Smith, the XFL's regular season rushing leader. He gets the defenders on the board. And it is now 17-6. So it's now 17-6. The defenders will be going for 2, which they've done 38 times in the regular season. They went 19 of 38, 19 of 38 on 2-point conversions. They did not attempt a 3-point conversion. Here is a swing pass out to Puka Williams. Uses a spin move, and he's taken down at the 2. And it will stay as a 11-point game, 17-6. But, going back to what I was saying. The defenders 4 of 4 on 1-point conversions. Now, what is it? 19 of 37 on 2-point conversions, and they did not attempt a 3-point conversion. So the Renegades, they will get the football back with 32 seconds to go in the half. The defenders get the ball to start the second half. But that is the 9th rushing touchdown of the season for Abram Smith. That is the most by any player this season. Here's the kick. It is going to go out of bounds, which will draw a flag, and the Renegades will take over at, I believe it's going to be the DC 45-yard line. So that sets the Renegades up in an excellent starting field position. And they now have the opportunity to go put a drive together. They've got to go 45 yards for a touchdown. And not that much longer to get your comment in a second to get into field goal range. First and 10 here for the Renegades. 32 seconds to work with. We've got a false start on the Renegades. That'll back them up 5 to midfield. But hopefully, hope that camera guy is okay. I kind of figured that went the way might change the flow of the game. At least it's now about to be halftime. Yeah, hopefully he is okay. He took quite a hit there, and yeah, it could change the flow of the game. But I mean, it's also halftime, so it might not really affect it that much because there was only 2 minutes to go after that. So first and 15 here. Perez looks to throw down the sideline. That is caught by Tyler Vaughns. How did he catch that? 17-yard pickup and a Renegade first down. Tyler Vaughns has made some really nice catches so far today. So the clock now winds under 20 seconds. 15 seconds to be exact. Perez looks to throw. He goes down the sideline. That is incomplete. Nobody near the direction. Sal Canelo and Tyler Vaughns both in the area, but both kind of went in opposite directions. So 6 seconds to go in the half. Now, it was an interesting clock management spot for the Renegades that before this previous play, because they had 25 seconds after the spectacular catch by Tyler Vaughns. Now, what they could have and probably should have done is spike the ball. And then you've got a few plays, and you can use a timeout still. That's what I would have done. But the Renegades now spend their third and final timeout, and they also send on a field goal unit for a 51-yard field goal attempt. So a 51-yard field goal attempt for Taylor Russolino, the Renegades kicker. 6 seconds to go, 51 yards, and the kick is on its way. It is good. He got a 51-yarder, and the Renegades will extend their lead. It is now a 14-point game, 20-6 with 2 seconds to go in the half. They're trying to ice the field goal attempt, yeah, which made no sense because it was the Renegades that called the timeout, not the defenders. Or at least that's what their graphics said, which sometimes, or a good amount of the time, is wrong. You're a little ahead. You're a little ahead. It's good. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know why. Sometimes it gets further behind. So, 2 seconds left in the half. Can't really imagine anything is really that crazy is going to happen right here. So 2 seconds to go in the half. Puka Williams, the defender's kick returner, back deep to receive. This one will be fielded at the 4. Williams on the return is taken down at the 26. And that will bring us to halftime. I'm still in New York. It's New Jersey, but yeah. I live in New Jersey. Alright, but I'm gonna go take a very short break. I will be back in a few minutes. You guys will get to know my updated score prediction, if I'm gonna stick with the defenders or not. But I'll be back in a few minutes. So, yeah, I'll be back in a minute. Alright, so I'm back. Thank you guys for staying with me here. So at the half of the XFL championship game, the Renegades lead this one 20-6. The defenders will receive the kickoff to begin the second half. But my original score prediction was defenders 30-23. That might not necessarily be the case anymore because, I mean, the Renegades have been really, really good so far. They lead this one 20-6 at halftime. Their offense has been really, really good. I believe this is their... Actually, this might tie their first half high for the season. Because last, or 2 weeks ago, they had a similar total. But, my updated score prediction as far as that goes, I am going to go with... My updated score prediction, I mean, could the defenders come back? Yes, sure they could. I mean, they probably could and might be able to. So, you know, let's go with the defender. Let's stick with the defenders. Why not? But we'll go defenders by a score of... Let's see. Give me a minute to do some math in my head. We'll go defenders 28-26. So, updated score prediction, I'm going to stick with the defenders. I think they can actually come back. I think they could do it. I mean, obviously, they're going to need to really start playing a lot better. They did not have a good first half, but I'm going with the defenders. I think they could actually make a comeback. And I've got them doing so. But let me know what your updated score prediction is in the comments. And But I'm sticking with my original prediction of... of the defenders, but this game could definitely go either way. Alright, so the second half will begin in a minute. First half stats: 240 total yards, 54 rushing, 186 passing for the Renegades. 91 total yards, 49 rushing, 42 passing for the defenders. The defenders will get the football here to start the half. And if they can get points on this opening drive, that is going to be absolutely crucial. I'm not saying it's a must, but it would definitely greatly improve their chances of potentially winning this game. But going over some other first half stats. Actually, I think the half just started. Give me a minute to refresh and make sure I'm fully up to speed. Alright, but I'll go over some more stats. But anyway, the defenders did not have a good first half. And the Renegades had a great first half, one of their best halves of football of the season. So the kick is away here. Puka Williams will field this one on a bounce. And here is the return along the sideline. Williams is going to get taken down at the 29. And that is where the DC Defenders offense will take over. So defenders need to get going offensively. We need to get going as a team. Giving up 20 points to Renegades offense, which averages about 14 points a game is not good. I mean, they have been a lot better in their recent games, but I mean, still, the DC defenders really need to step up how they're playing right now. So 1st and 10 from the 29. Jordan Tiam also did not have himself a good first half. 4 of 9, 42 yards, a pick, and 23 rushing yards. But Lucky Jackson in motion. 1st and 10, Tiamu in shotgun. Smith the back one to his right. Here is the gift to Abram Smith up the middle, and Abram Smith will gain 5 on the first down carry. Now, the good thing for the defenders is they're already up to 54 rushing yards, which is already more than their 50 total rushing yards they had in the first meeting between these two teams back in Week 9. So, 2nd and 5. Tiamu, quick throw to the outside. That is incomplete through the hands of Chris Blair. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 5. They cannot afford to go with a quick 3 and out right here. Absolutely cannot afford to do that. So here's a 3rd and 5. Tiamu looks to throw. Quick throw that is caught right at the first down marker by Josh Hammond. It's going to depend on the spot if this will be a first down or not. It's going to come in right at the first down marker, which is going to be a first down for the defenders. They're back on. Yes, they are. First and 10 here from their own 39. Chris Blair in motion here. Here is the gift to Abram Smith running left. Smith is going to get stopped right at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Some updated results on the poll. 67% of you guys have said the Renegades will win. 33% have said the Defenders. Make sure to vote if you haven't already. Second and 9. Tiamu in shotgun. Puka Williams enters the game at running back. He's lined up to the right. Tiamu looks to throw. Now he's going to step up in the pocket. And Tiamu goes down for a loss of 3 on the play, as he gets sacked by number 45 of the Renegades. That is Will Clark. So here's a 3rd and 11 from their own 38. Tiamu looks to throw. Quick throw that is caught. Broken tackle, and that is going to be close to a first down. It's going to be about half a yard short. Ellis made the catch there for the Defenders. Alex Ellis, the tight end from Tennessee. They're going to line up to go for this, as they should. Here's a 4th and 1 just on their own side of midfield. Tiamu in shotgun. Abram Smith is the back one to the left. Will they snap this or just try to draw him off sides? Let's see. They do snap it, and it's a gift to Abram Smith. Abram Smith breaks free into the open field. Abram Smith to the 20, to the 10, to the 5, and Abram Smith is in for a Defenders touchdown. A gamble by the Defenders pays off in a big way, resulting in a 52-yard touchdown run by Abram Smith, and the Defenders are right back in this game. Abram Smith has had several big runs like that. He is definitely one of the best players in the XFL. And that is a huge touchdown run for him there. Gets the Defenders back to an 8-point game, and let's see, they can make it a 6-point game here as they line up to go for 2. So, empty backfield here. Tiamu looks to throw. He's pressured. Quick throw. That is incomplete. And it will remain an 8-point game. So, it will remain 20-12. Nice. Yeah, very nice there by the Defenders. as Abram Smith puts them over 100 total yards rushing on the day and gives the defenders a much needed touchdown. Abram Smith now up to 84 rushing yards and 12 carries after a 52-yarder. Is also has 2 touchdowns. So the Renegades, they will get the football here. And here is the return by 26. That is their other running back. I forgot his name. His helmet comes off on the tackle, but he's going to get up to the where was that? The 29. So Luis Perez and the Renegades offense back onto the field. They lead this one 20-12. They've had a great offensive performance so far. Luis Perez 18 of 23 passing, 189 yards, 2 touchdowns. So 1st and 10 here. Perez, quick throw to the outside, that's caught by Vaughns for a gain of 6. That'll bring up a 2nd and 4. Tyler Vaughns also had himself a really nice first half. Let me check his numbers quickly. Tyler Vaughns, let's see. Vaughns on the day receiving, he's got 7 catches, 78 yards, and a touchdown on 7 targets, so he's hauled them all in. So here's a 2nd and 4 from their own 35. Perez in shotgun. Here is the give to Devon Smith. He looks for a lane, and Devon Smith is going to go down for a loss of a yard. The defenders have gotten off to a tremendous start here in the second half. They force him to a 3rd and 5. How much time left in the third quarter? 10:45. But they scored a touchdown on their first drive. Now they've gotten off to a great start defensively. A great start to the second half for the defenders. Renegades 6 of 7 on 3rd down so far today. Here is a 3rd and 4 from their own 35. Perez looks to throw. Look throw to the outside. That's caught by Vaughns once again. His 8th catch today. And he's taken down to the 40. He will gain 5, needed 4. And the Renegades move to chains. So far, results on the poll, 62% have said the Renegades, 38% have said the Defenders. Make sure to vote if you haven't already. 1st and 10, Perez in shotgun, Smith the back line up to his left. Low snap, picked up off the ground, almost intercepted on a screen pass. As 24 of the DC Defenders, Anthola Kelly, he shot out of a cannon and almost picked that off. But that's a big incompletion there, and could have been huge if that was going the other way. Here's a 2nd and 10. Here's the give to Devon Smith, and Smith is going to get a yard, maybe 2 on the play. Davin Bellamy lost his helmet. Looks like Smith is going to gain 2. As that is where the spot comes in. So here is a 3rd and 8 with 8:45 to go in the third quarter. Renegades have been really good on 3rd down all day long. Let's see if that'll continue. Defenders with 2 really deep safeties that are about 20 yards back from the line of scrimmage. Here is Perez. Oh, he's running a quarterback draw? Wow, that is the last thing I expected from Luis Perez. I don't know if that was a quarterback draw play, or if he just decided to do that once he saw how wide open the middle of the field was. But, I mean, that is the last thing you'd ever expect with Luis Perez at quarterback. Well, that came out of nowhere. Here is a first and 10. Here's the gift to Devon Smith, and he is going to gain 3. But the Renegades... Oh, Devon Smith is hurt. He goes limping off. Hopefully he's okay. But the Renegades' success on third down continues. They're now, what, 7 for 8? 8 for 9? Something like that. Here's a 2nd and 7. Perez in shotgun, looks to throw. He's pressured right away. And play blown dead. Play clock is 0. Prior to the snap, first charge timeout for the Renegades. Luis Perez ended up taking a big hit on that one anyway. Alright, but, the Renegades, they lead this one 20-12. And they're putting together another solid drive. This drive is about, what, 7 plays, 27 yards, did they just say? Let's see. Yeah, I think so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 plays. I'm not gonna do the math, add it all up, but I think they said 27 yards a second ago. Alright, so waiting for them to come back from commercial break here, after the Renegades spent the timeout. With about 7-ish minutes to go in the third quarter. They lead this one 20-12. But the defenders have definitely been playing a lot better lately. With a 70-plus yard touchdown drive, their first drive of the second half. And their defense hasn't been great here to start the half, but I mean, if they could have gotten off the field on third down, they had several different opportunities to do so, then they would be in a really, really good spot. Which team's been your favorite of the season? My favorite team, I'm a Guardians fan, which obviously, they have not been my favorite team to watch. They have been torturous to watch. But I'm a Guardians fan. Probably the most exciting team to watch is probably someone like the Sea Dragons with a very high-powered offense. But I am a Guardians fan. How about you? What team are you a fan of? Alright, so they're back from commercial break. They're showing the game flow so far, and how the defenders just got back into the game with a big 52-yard touchdown run by Abram Smith on a 4th and 1. So 2nd and 6 here. $7:10 to go in the third quarter. So 2nd and 6, Perez in shotgun. Here he looks to throw. And Perez is going to dump this off to number 26 at the backfield. I don't know who that is. He's going to get about 14, maybe 15 on the play. But 26 on the Renegades. That is Woody Brown. I mentioned him before. He saw a few snaps, and he sees a bit more of the injury to Devon Smith, who went off with a injury, looks like an ankle injury a few plays ago. Play action, quick throw caught by Sal Canelo for another first down. He gains 14. It's his third catch on the day, I believe. He had the big 41-yard catch and run to open up the scoring. So Luis Perez, 22 of 28, 228 yards and 2 touchdowns so far. Here is the give to Brown. He's going to gain a yard on the play. That will bring up a 2nd and 9. Current drive for the Renegades, 10 plays, 59 yards, taking 5:45 off the clock. Who am I taking, to win the game? If that's what you're asking, then I've got the defenders. I had them in the beginning. I think they can come back, and I mean, they were my pick at halftime, despite drawing 20-6. Here is Kelly Bryant on the keeper up the middle. Bryant spins away from one, takes a big hit, and gains 7 on the play. But yeah, thanks for clarifying. But yeah, I've got the defenders. I mean, that seems pretty surprising. But I thought they'd come back at halftime, because I just think they're that good of a team. And I mean, they found ways to win all season long, so why can't they do it again in the championship game? But they were also my pick before the game started, so I decided to stick with it. Here's a 3rd and 3 for the Renegades. They're 8 of 9 on 3rd down so far today. First down inside of the 4. Kelly Bryant remains in at quarterback. Here is Bryant on... Oh, wait, never mind. I was watching Kelly Bryant. I thought he had the ball. Instead, it's Woody Brown in for a Renegades touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown run for Woody Brown. I thought Bryant kept that one. And Brown is in for a touchdown. 12 plays, 71-yard drive, taking 6:49 off the clock for the Renegades. They now extend their lead, and it is now back up to 14 at the moment. They will be going for 2 here. No, going for 1, sorry. A 1-point conversion attempt from the 2-yard line. Bryant in shotgun, low snap, fumbles the snap, and he's just taken down right there at the 5-yard line. So it will remain a 14-point game. But a big 7-yard touchdown run from Woody Brown extends the lead for the Renegades. It is now a... It is now back to being a 14-point game. And I would not really expect this to be a shootout. At least I didn't coming in. I thought it would be on the higher scoring side. But, I'll get to your comment in a second. But, what was I saying? I don't remember what I was saying. But, my favorite XFL team is the Guardians. How about you? Alright, so waiting for them to come back from commercial break here. Alright, so far results in the poll, 65% have said the Renegades win, 35% have said the Defenders. Make sure to vote if you haven't already done so. I was just about to check something as well. I don't remember what it was. You like Seattle first, but followed by DC. Okay. And, you like the Renegades. Not sure who's next in line, though. Kind of a three-way tie for number 2 teams. Maybe Houston so far. Okay, that's fair. Alright, so they're back from commercial break. The Renegades now with a 26-12 lead. It's back to being a 14-point game. And let's see if the Defenders can continue to have some offensive success. So here is the kick. Puka Williams fields it at his own 3, and on the return, here is Williams, and he is going to get to the 24-yard line, and that is where Jordan Tam and the DC Defenders offense will take over. First and 10 here from their own 24. The Defenders have only had the ball for 13 minutes, whereas the Renegades have had it for 26. Here's a quick throw caught by Josh Hammond. He gains 14, maybe 15 actually, and a first down for the Defenders. Which USFL team is here at this time? I haven't been able to watch a game yet. My favorite team is the Generals, as I'll get back to that in a second. Here is the gift to Abram Smith. Smith is going to gain 6 on the carry. And this Defender's offense is definitely moving the ball a lot better here in the second half. But I'm a fan of the New Jersey Generals for obvious reasons. I live in New Jersey, so why not be a Generals fan? And also that kind of impacts how I'm a Guardians fan, because the Guardians were in New York in 2020, so I decided just to stick with them. And even though they moved down to Orlando, stick with them for this year. Here is a pass knocked down by 53 of the Renegades. That is Darnell Sankey. Yeah, I try to be loyal to the teams, but I mean, hard to after you see the Guardians play this year, but I'm going to stick with them definitely as my favorite team in the XFL. Here is a quarterback draw for Jordan Tiamu. He is going to get maybe 2 yards. Yard and a half, 2 yards there. And now let's see. Another decision for Reggie Barlow and the Defenders. Go for it, punt it. I'm probably thinking punt it. It's not a 4th and a little less than a yard as it was before. It's 4th and about 2 or 3. And they will punt this away, as they send on punter Daniel Whelan. Victor Bolden back deep to receive a dangerous returner. Oh, I just realized I never changed the ball marker back to the Defenders. Here is Bolden from his own 17-yard line on the return. Bolden breaks the tackle and is swung down at the 20. Sorry, he's from his own 12, not the 17. Victor Bolden was a mid-season addition to the Renegades team, but a mid-season addition, played 1 game, got hurt, then missed the next 4 games, I think it was. 3 or 4 games, now is back, including the South Division Championship last week. And now he's active and playing today. Renegades with 311 total yards, Defenders with only 185 so far. Defenders' defense really needs to stop, especially with their offense not being able to get points on the board that previous drive. So from their own 21, Perez in shotgun. Devon Smith is back in the game at running back. That is tipped and incomplete, as Perez was looking for Bolden out of the slot there, but that one incomplete. So, 2nd and 10 from their own 21. Perez in shotgun. Smith back on to his right. Here is the give to Devon Smith, and Smith is going to get a yard. So that'll bring up another 3rd and long here for the Renegades. The defenders really need to get off the field right here. Luis Perez on 3rd downs. He's picked up 4 first downs. He's 6 of 6 passing for 103 yards and a touchdown. And that is a big reason why the Renegades have been so good on 3rd down so far today. Perez is pressured. He's just going to throw this one away as they tried to set up the screen to the running back number 35, Brian Hurrian. So that brings up a 4th and 9. And the defenders' defense with a big stop. Davin Bellamy got pressure on him there, forcing the throwaway from Perez. And the defenders' defense comes up big and forces a punt. So Puka Williams back deep to receive. Marquette King on to punt for might be the first time today. In fact, I think it is. So the punt is away. Williams from his own 24 on the return. Cuts this up the middle, and he is going to get taken down at the 32-yard line with 50 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. And that is where the DC defenders will take over on offense with 48 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Gotta remember to change the ball marker this time. There we go. The defenders really do need to get going. They've been good, but I mean they gotta keep going offensively. I mean, last drive wasn't great. But they need a touchdown in this drive pretty badly. Here's Teamu off play action. He looks to throw. Now he's gonna step up in the pocket. He's dragged down for a loss of 2. Number 72, that's T.J. Barnes. That's the sack on Teamu there. He's the highest graded interior defensive lineman by PFF, or Pro Football Focus, in the XFL. And he comes up with a sack there. The second time he's gotten good pressure on Teamu. So 20 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Teamu off play action. Looks to throw. He's protected very well this time. This time he goes deep down the field. He's got a man. That's caught. Josh Hammond is going to score to the 10 to the 5. And he's in for a defender's touchdown. A big play for the defenders. That is another one they desperately needed. And it is back to being a 12-point game. A 72-yard touchdown catch by Josh Hammond. And the defenders with a huge, much-needed touchdown. That was huge for the defenders right there. A 2-play, 70-yard drive, taking 42 seconds off the clock for the defenders. They line up to go for 2. So Teamu in shotgun. Abram Smith is back on to his left. They will be snapping the ball from the 5-yard line, attempting a 2-point conversion. Tayamu looks to throw. He's pressured. He throws, and that is incomplete. We've got a flag that flies. So, looks like they're going to get a second chance on this 2-point conversion attempt. Pass interference on the defense, number 4, that's Joe Powell. And that will give the defenders another try and move them a lot closer as well, as I don't know if the foul occurred in the end zone. It did occur in the end zone, so a 2-point conversion attempt. They're now snapping the ball from the 1 after the penalty, which is why penalties are so big here on these 2-point conversion attempts. Would not be shocked just to try to see them powered ahead, but the Renegades have stacked the box. They've only got one player not inside the box right here. They're going to run the ball anyway, and Abram Smith is, I think he's in. Is he in? Is Abram Smith in for a touchdown, or a 2-point conversion? Flags come in, and he is in. They will review this. Yeah, multiple flags come in. They're going to review this. Your favorite XFL team is the Defenders? Well, something just scored a touchdown right there. I mean, they haven't been great so far today, but I mean, they're definitely have been better. My favorite XFL team is the Guardians. No biting for real. So, I'm not completely sure what the penalties are. I think Abram Smith picked one of them up. Yeah, Abram Smith... Yeah, that was the first penalty towards Abram Smith. The first towards an ejection. He's not ejected, which is great for the defenders. But, I mean, one more penalty, personal foul, and sports. I think they called that unsportsmanlike conduct. And he's thrown out. So it is now a 6-point game. The closest this game has been since 0-0 or 6-0. So the Renegades get the football here. It is, and they're going to get excellent starting field position. They will start at the defender's 45-yard line as the kick did not bounce inside the 20-yard line. The second time today, they will have excellent starting field position and start at the defender's 45. Alright, so 6 seconds to go in quarter number 3. Reggie Barwell is mad about something on the sideline. Not sure exactly what, but here's a 1st and 10, 6 seconds to go in the third quarter. Renegades with the football now starting at the 30. Oh, right, because the penalty from Abram Smith assessed at the end of the kickoff. So they start at the 30-yard line. Perez looks to throw, and that is dumped off underneath. That is caught, and one play touchdown for the Renegades. They answer very quickly. Letty Brown with a 30-yard catch and run. And they regain the lead immediately. It is now 32-20. After a Renegade touchdown as the third quarter expires. It started off as just a quick little dump off to Brown, and nobody else is there. Everyone else is down the field. He outruns his defender. And the two penalties, the kickoff penalty and the Abram Smith penalty, have been very costly for the defenders. So it's now 32-20, another 12-point game. Kelly Bryant, the mobile Renegades quarterback, enters for this 1-point conversion attempt. But now, before this conversion attempt, we've got a timeout called for by the defenders. They're first. That leaves each team with 2 timeouts remaining as we head to quarter number 4. Alright, so we've got a 2-point conversion, and then that will be the end of the third quarter. Renegades lead this one 32-20, could be 33-20 after their 1-point conversion attempt from the 2. Bryant hands off to Smith. He's stopped. And that is the end of the third quarter. Number 29 is down for the defenders. That is Kentrell Bryce, a defensive back. He's down after making that stop, and it stays a 12-point game, 32-20. Have they said what's happened to the cameraman yet? I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not listening to the broadcast, but I can check for you. Give me a minute. Oh, hold up. We got attendance for tonight's championship game. Great attendance. 22,754. And I would also expect the TV numbers, once they come out on probably Monday, that to be pretty good as well. Because all the games on ABC have usually been over 1 million average viewers, plus this is the championship game, so I don't know, I'd expect this to be one of the highest rated games but let me see what happened to the if there's any update on the cameraman. Hold on, give me a second. See if there's anything new. Also, let me see if they're back from commercials so I don't miss anything. Nope, not yet. No, nothing yet. No updates on the cameraman. I thought they'd interview The Rock before the game, being the owner and all. They did. I think. I'm pretty sure they did interview him before the game. I don't know what he had to say, but I'm pretty sure they did interview him. Must have been in the kitchen or something. Okay. Alright, so they're now back from commercial break. It is a 12-point game. The Renegades lead the Defenders 32-20. Here is Puka Williams on kick return. He bobbles this. And Williams is still on his feet. He is taken down at the 27-yard line. And that is where the DC Defenders will take over. They trail by 12 once again. They need a stop on defense badly. They've forced 1 punt all day long, I think. Cheap push at the end of the kick. Didn't quite catch that, but I'll take your word for it. First and 10 here, 14:55 to go in the game. Defenders trail by 12, 32-20. Teamu in shotgun. He looks to throw. He's protected well. He's going to go deep down the field. Once again, he overthrows everybody, and that's incomplete. Try to see if we can get back-to-back big games in the passing game, but that one is incomplete. He also had multiple receivers in the area. So 2nd and 10 here for the Defenders from their own 27. Just bit my tongue when I said that. Teamu looks to throw. He's going to find Abram Smith at the backfield. Smith is going to pick up a first down, gain 11 on the play. So here's a 1st and 10 for the Defenders. Teamu in shotgun from his own 38. Here he looks to throw. That is going to be caught at about midfield by Lucky Jackson. And DC finally able to get the passing game going a little bit. Had been a little stagnant earlier. But they're able to finally get the aerial attack going. So from midfield, 1st and 10 here. Empty backfield here for Jordan Teamu. He looks to throw. That's tipped and... Oh, wow, what an interception! What a concentration interception. Now, on the return, still on his feet, and he's dragged down at the 23-yard line. What an interception right there by 27 of the Renegades. Brandon Runsack. Or Runsnack. Probably said it wrong. What a pick. To get a hand on that ball, keep concentration, and then make one... Got his hand on it, and then... Wow. What an interception. That was slick. Yeah, that was huge. What a play. That's got to be the interception of the year. Well, actually... There was another interception in the what was it? The Roughnecks, the Brahmas at Roughnecks game, where you also couldn't believe that the defender came up with it. But either one of those two is definitely the pick of the year. Here is Perez, 1st and 10. Quick throw, caught by number 8 there. He is forced out after get of 9. Number 8 there is Victor Bolden. the defenders need to force some kind of turnover or hold them to 3 right here. It's a 2-score game at the moment, so holding them to 3 would keep it a 2-score game, and it doesn't make it that big of a deal. I'll get back to your comments in a second. Here is a run for a gain of a yard. But, what was I saying? Oh, they need to hold him to 3, because that would be still be a 1-score game. Or a 2-score game. Whereas a touchdown and any sort of conversion would make it a 3-score game. Not looking good for the defenders. Yeah, not really. Get to the rest of the comments in a second. Here's a 3rd and 1. Perez under center. Renegades 9 of 11 on 3rd down so far. Here is Brown. He powers ahead. He's not going to get that. Or did he get that? Maybe the second effort he got that. Looks like he was stopped short initially. Yeah, looks like the second effort he got that. What's with this rumor that Tom Brady's looking to buy part ownership with the Las Vegas Raiders? I have not heard anything about that, so I really have no idea. But it's interesting. Yeah, he got it. Okay, that's what it looks like. But it's an interesting rumor, but I mean, I feel like there's just always rumors about Tom Brady. Here's Perez to the end zone. That's incomplete. As he overthrew it, that bring up a 2nd and 10. But, yeah, I haven't heard anything about Brady potentially buying part ownership of the Raiders, but thanks for letting me know about that, but really never heard anything about that, so. Here is a 2nd and 10, 11:09 to go in the 4th quarter. Kelly Bryant in at quarterback here for the for the Renegades. Oh, you heard about it on Pat McAfee's show. Okay. Yeah, I don't usually watch the Pat McAfee show, like, the whole thing. I'll go see, like, I don't usually watch that often either. Maybe bits and pieces here and there. Anything like that, but nothing major if I want to hear him talk about something. But I don't usually watch it, so that's probably the reason why I didn't know. And you did. So here is a 2nd and 10. Bryant in shotgun here, with the back line to his left. Here is Bryant on the keeper, and he is going to be swung down for a loss of 3 or 4 on the play. That'll bring a 3rd and 13. And now Luis Perez will re-enter the game at quarterback for this 3rd and long. So 3rd and 13. Defenders bring a blitz off his back foot to the end zone. That is incomplete. Sal Cannella almost made a spectacular catch, but that one's incomplete. And the defenders will be able to hold the Renegades to a field goal try. Renegades need to dump Bryant. I mean, he's good for what he can bring with his legs, but I mean, he hasn't. We've never seen him throw the ball because they've got a really good passer in Luis Perez. But I mean, I don't necessarily think they should dump him. We've only seen him in limited action either. Anyway, but I don't know. This kick from Russolino is up and good, and the Renegades now lead this one 35-20. It is now a 15-point ball game. You're 2-0 in your picks for the USFL this week so far. Cool. I am 1-1. I did not think the Gamblers would get the win over the Stallions, especially without their starting quarterback Kenji Bahar, but they were able to do so. because Mark Thompson had himself another 3-touchdown game. I mean, this guy comes in, all he does is score touchdowns. He's up to what now, 7 in 3 games? Let me check real quick. I think, yeah, no, he's up to 8. Mark Thompson's played 3 games, and he's scored 8 touchdowns. He is an absolute touchdown machine. But yeah, I think I'm 1-1. I got the Maulers over the what did they play? The Panthers. I got that one right, but then I did not get the Stallions losing to the Gamblers. As I said, oh yeah, in your comic, Gamblers number 3 in your power rankings. Yeah, they've been really, really good so far, and I mean, they can be like a top team in the USFL. I mean, the only weird thing for the Gamblers is I know it's early to start thinking about the playoffs, but it is week 5 and it's only a 10-week season, so I mean, obviously the games have more playoff implications. But I mean, the thing is, the Gamblers, they could have a really good record. They can go like 7-3, like we saw in the XFL with the Battlehawks and Sea Dragons. They could be really, really good. They could go like 7-3. They could go 6-4, even 8-2, and they could not make the playoffs because in the South Division, you've got the Breakers, who are currently undefeated and have a pretty easy game against the Showboats coming up tomorrow. And then also you've got the Stallions, who are the defending champions. And I know that I just beat them, but you can never count out the Stallions, especially because they've got such a good team. And I mean, they've also just been so banged up lately that they're without like half their starting team. And I'm not saying that's why they lost. The Gamblers were without some key players as well. But the Gamblers and Stallions, it could come down to a crazy tiebreaker what we had in the XFL for who ends up making the playoffs. Alright, so the Renegades, most points in a game. Tonight they scored 35. That's the most all season. The South Division Championship game and Week 9 at DC, they both scored 26. All 3 of those games are their 3 highest scoring games, and all 3 of them have been started by Luis Perez, who has obviously been really, really good for them ever since coming over in the trade with Las Vegas. Here is Puka Williams on the return. He's going to bounce this to the outside, and Williams forced out of bounds at the 30-yard line. So 9:49 to go. Renegades lead the Defenders 35-20. The Defenders really, really need to get a lot of points on the board quickly. If they can get a few more big plays in the pass game, that would be huge. But here is Teamo in shotgun. Abram Smith is back on him to his left. Teamo off play action, looks to throw. He's going to go deep down the field. He's got a man. Chris Blair. Oh, he dropped it. It went right through his hands. It went right through his hands. That was almost a touchdown right there. It went right through his hands. That was a perfect throw by Teamo. Chris Blair in the regular season, five catches to 40-plus yards. That would have been another. That was the most in the XFL. Here's Teamo to the outside. That is incomplete, as he's looking for number 16 over there on the sideline. Brandon Smith. If the Generals win, yours will be 1 Breakers, 2 Gamblers, 3 Stallions, 4 Generals. Stars are 8, Panthers are 7 or 6, easily. Yeah, I can definitely see that. I mean, I'll get back to that in a second. Here is Teamo, goes deep down the sideline again. Incomplete again. Abram Smith was the intended receiver. That brings up a 4th and 10. I get you need plays quickly, and yards quickly, you need points quickly. But I don't love the idea of just throwing 2 deep passes right there. I don't mind the idea of taking a deep shot on first down, especially when you hit Chris Blair right there. He just drops it. But not a fan of taking a somewhat deep shot down the sideline there on third down. But I'll get your comment after the punt. 4th and 10, wheeling on to punt it away. Here is Victor Bolden backpedaling, fields it at his own 18, and Bolden on the return. He is taken down at the 17-yard line. But, alright, getting to your comment, I could definitely see the Gamblers above the Generals. You had that now. I just think the Generals have been better so far. But obviously, the Gamblers win over the Stallions with their backup quarterback. Definitely could put them over the Generals, depending on how the Generals play against the Stars. So I could definitely see that. And then Stallions 3. Panthers probably 7, I would say. Stars are 8. Yeah, I had Maulers at 8. Yeah, Stars would easily be at 8 if they lose. The Showboats would be... I mean, depending on how they look against the Breakers, if they're somewhat competitive, they may go up to 6. And the Panthers go to 7. And then 5 would be the Maulers. And then, yeah, the top 4 I would agree with. It'll definitely be interesting to see what happens tomorrow, but I mean... It'll definitely be interesting. Alright, so still waiting for them to come back from commercial break here. The Renegades with the football here at their own 17 or 18-yard line. They lead this one by 15, 35-20. With how much time is left? .8:11. So there's still time, especially when you consider the fact that the XFL's got 3-point conversions, and also they've got the 4th and 12, or actually it's 4th and 15, it's the 4th and 12 in the USFL. But they've got a 4th and 15 that you can do for instead of the onside kick. So, I mean, the defenders aren't out of it. I mean, it's still not looking good for them, but they're not completely out of it yet. But if they give up a touchdown in this drive, it might be over. So, I mean, they need to get a stop. Ideally, a turnover for them. They haven't forced a turnover all day long. And to get something going in their momentum after a quick 3-and-out and a dropped, almost surefire touchdown, that would really help the defenders, I think. Alright, so still waiting for them to come back from commercial. Alright, now they're back. They're doing a quick game recap, or whatever you call this. Your team's aimed to look unstoppable at 4-0, and then poop the bed at the second half of the season. Maybe you're cursed. Oh yeah, because that's right, you're a Roughnecks fan as well. They started at 4-0. Hopefully the Breakers don't do the same. I mean, they did start off 4-0. You're back and welcome back. Alright, so 8:11 to go from their own 18. Perez in shotgun. Smith is the back line to his right. Here's the give to Devon Smith. He's going to break a tackle. And Devon Smith is going to get 9, maybe 10 on the play. He went from losing 2 to gaining 9. But Luis Perez's career time won. In 2019, he started 7 games in the Alliance of American Football. In 2020, he started 2 games in the XFL. 2021, he played in the Spring League. 2022, he started 6 games in the USFL. And then this year, he is starting 8 games in the XFL with 2 different teams, the Vipers and now the Renegades here in the championship. Second and 1, Perez in shotgun. Almost the exact same play right here. Exact same play design is a run with Devon Smith. He's going to get about a yard and pick up a first down. Luis Perez is the only quarterback to start for multiple XFL teams this year. Those being, as I just said, the Vipers and the Renegades. So first and 10, a little under 7 minutes to go. Low snap, little touch pass ahead to 19. I forget who that is. That is Brandon Arconato for the game of a few. My shirt, it says, I'm not talking to myself, I'm live streaming. I felt it was a good one too. See, it says, hold on. I'm not talking to myself, I'm live streaming. But I felt it was a good one to wear, because obviously what am I doing? I'm live streaming. Alright, second and 5, Perez looks to throw, steps up in the pocket, and Luis Perez, number 5, just jumped on his back and take him down after a gain of 2. Number 5 of the defenders, that is Reggie Northrup. He just jumped on the back of Luis Perez. Not necessarily something you see every day. That's cool. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. You're okay with the Renegades being the Roughnecks? They definitely didn't deserve to go, or much less win the championship, as long as they beat the overrated defenders. Okay. Don't necessarily think the defenders are overrated. Definitely think they're a really good team. But, I mean, I could see the argument there. So, timeout called for by the Renegades as the play clock hits 0 with 5:25 to go in the fourth quarter. Alright, so a 3rd and 4 here for the Renegades. They are now out of timeouts. The defenders still with 2 timeouts and their challenge. The Renegades now automatically lose their challenge for being out of timeouts, because you have to use a timeout to use your challenge. So here is a 3rd and 4, 5:25 to go. Renegades lead this one by 15, 35 to 20. So a 3rd and 4. Perez empty backfield. Here he looks to throw. Perez, quick throw that is caught by Arconato. He's across midfield. He's taken down at the 48-yard line of the defenders, and that is where the Renegades will take over 1st and 10. Or we will move the ball to, as he's got a, where were they? At their own 35, so about a 17-yard gain on that one. So 1st and 10, Arconato, 4 catches, 25 yards so far. So 1st and 10, under 5 minutes to go here. Arconato in motion. Here is the give to Devon Smith. Smith cuts back, and he will gain 5 on the play. Renegades seem to have gotten way better. That's definitely for sure. They've gotten a lot better ever since the arrival of Luis Perez. He's greatly improved their offense, and their defense has been great all season long. But now, the way they've played last week and this week, especially offensively, it has been unbelievably good for them this season. But I mean, maybe that's just how good their offense really can be. In fact, I think this is what we're seeing. This is the ceiling of this Renegades team. How good they could be offensively, how good they could be defensively. Maybe their defense could still be playing a little bit better, but I think the Renegades hit their offensive ceiling today. Here is the gift to Devon Smith again. Here he's going to gain 8 and another Renegade first down. So 1st and 10 here, 3:20 to go in the game. Ball on the 35-yard line of the defenders. Perez tosses this to Brown. Brown is going to get taken down for loss of 2. We got a flag that comes in as well. I like how it's red versus blue. I didn't even think of that. That's a cool point. But you still wish the defenders would be in the Sea Dragons would be in the championship. I can definitely understand that one. Alright, so ball on the 20-yard line here for the Renegades. 3 minutes to go in the game. 1st and 10. This drive all but seals it for the Renegades. Here is Brown up the middle for a gain of 2. But I mean, this drive is just, unless the defenders can somehow come away with the turnover here. Get your comment in a second. But unless the defenders can somehow get some kind of turnover right here, this is essentially over. Because, I mean, they've allowed a really long Renegades drive right here. And they're just going to score more points to make this even more difficult to come back. I can't believe the defenders are going out this way. Yeah, I know. For a team that went 9-1 in the regular season, was definitely the best team in the XFL. See them go out in a game that wasn't great. Oh, they're going to get their turnover! They get the turnover they needed! Reggie Northrup comes away with the fumble recovery on a fumbled snap from Luis Perez. It's not over yet. The first turnover of the day is a fumbled snap by Luis Perez. Oh, wow. And now, it's a 2-score game, but remember, the 4th and 15 play after, as the alternative to the onside kick is absolutely huge. So, I mean, that could end up being a big turnover if they can score a touchdown on this drive quickly. They've got 2 minutes to go as we hit the 2-minute warning. I just realized they still have quarter 3 right here. But, getting to comments. Milking the clock, yes, that's definitely for sure. And, can't believe the defender's going out like this. I started to say something before the fumble. But yeah, for a team that had been all good so for the entire season, going 9-1 in the regular season, 10-1 when you add the win over the Sea Dragons, which was a great win in the North Division Championship game, to then see them lose to a team that went 4-6 in the regular season, and if they win this game will finish the year at 500, it is pretty surprising. Oh, I didn't mean to say overrated isn't they were bad, just everyone seemed to rank and talk about the defenders as if they were unbeatable and the best team in the XFL by a large margin. Yeah, it was definitely... I definitely thought they were the best team. I thought it was somewhat close. I definitely thought they were beatable by a few different teams. Like, I thought the Battlehawks, Sea Dragons, and Roughnecks, if they all played a good game and a really complete game, could probably beat the beat the defenders. But, yeah, I can definitely understand what you mean by that. And I just remembered something. This was actually my original championship prediction. My original championship, way before the season started. I had the Defenders and the Sea Dragons in the championship game. But I just rewatched my video real quick. But I actually had the Renegades over the Defenders in my preseason predictions, which is actually pretty crazy when you think about it. But all depends on where you peak. Yeah, that's definitely true. I mean, as you see, the Renegades are peaking between their past game and this game. So I mean, yeah, it really is about when you peak. Alright, so we've got 2:02 to go. Teamu looks to throw. Quick throw to the outside. That's caught by Blair. Takes a big hit, and Blair will gain 3. That brings us to the 2-minute warning. So 1:57 to go. The Defenders with 2 timeouts and their challenge remaining. They trail by 15. So, a 2nd and 7, 2 minutes to go here for the Defenders to try to come back as they are down 15. And it's still very possible. I mean, you got to get a touchdown here, and you don't need any type of conversion. Actually, you should get a conversion. Well, let's see. It's a 15-point game, so ideally you get a... I don't know, you do need some kind of conversion. You should try to get one. You don't need it. But, I mean, it's probably the best option. Because if they score, that makes it a 9-point game. And then you're going to have to get the 3-point conversion if you get the onside or the 4th and 15 as well. But it's definitely doable for the Defenders. It's not very likely, but it's doable. So, let's see if they can make a comeback. They've got 1:57 and 2 timeouts to work with to go down the field twice. Teamu looks to throw. Over the middle, that is caught by Chris Blair. He hauls that in, gets it up to the 45-yard line. The clock temporarily stops with 1:53 to go. I just realized I still have the ball marker on the Renegades. So from the 45, empty backfield for Teamu. Here he looks to throw, only a 3-man rush for the Renegades. Teamu, quick throws, and that is caught for a gain of 7 by the tight end Ellis. 1:40 to go. And the Defenders spend their first timeout. Their second timeout. With 1:40 to go. Now, I'm not necessarily sure if I love that timeout. They got to the line rather quickly, and they could have probably gotten another playoff. Now that leaves them with 1 remaining. So they do. They do have 1:41. They put a second back on the clock. So now they got to get first downs, get to the line quickly, because the clock will temporarily stop on first downs until the ball is spotted. And then you can also use the sidelines, because obviously out of bounds stops the clock. So 2nd and 3, empty backfield for Teamu. He looks to throw. Again, a 3-man rush for the Renegades. Teamu is pressured. He rolls out to his right, and Teamu will find Josh Hammond on the sideline for a catch. He is out of bounds at the 46-yard line, and he moves the chains as well. It was the 41, not the 46, my bad. So 1st and 10 here, 1:34 to go. Teamu in shotgun. Here he looks to throw. Pump fakes, and now finds Abram Smith. He's got to get first down. He's got a first down. Uses a spin move. He's got to get out of bounds. He's not out of bounds. So now to the 23 is where he gets the ball to. The clock temporarily stops with 1:25 to go. The ball is now spotted, I believe, so the clock will begin to run. They're going to spike it, and that only takes a second off the clock. So 2nd and 10 here. And that was big by Abram Smith to be able to pick up that first down, which only allows 1 second to tick off the clock after the end of the play, because they're able to get to the line and spike it. It's actually 2 seconds. So, as they've got 1:23 on the clock. So 1:23, 1 timeout for the defenders. From the 24, Teamu in shotgun, empty backfield. Quick throw caught by Hammond, gains another first down, still on his feet, and Josh Hammond's in for a touchdown. Oh, that was huge. Hammond is in for a touchdown. It is now 35-26, and now the best option is probably going to be... What's the best option here? It was a 23-yard touchdown catch, by the way. So you're now down by 9. It's a 1-score game. This is not over yet. But it's a 1-score game, so you're down by 9. Let's see, what do they go with here? Obviously, I think I'd go for 2. They are going for 2. So a 2-point attempt. Teamu looks to throw to the end zone. Incomplete. Caught, but he was out of the end zone. He might have been able to get a foot down. Let him a little bit too far. Jazz Ferguson, the intended receiver on that one. That's what happens when you play prevent defense. Yeah, that is what happens. You will give up yards like that. Now here is essentially the game. I'm not saying if the defenders get this, they're going to win, because they still have to get a touchdown and now a 3-point conversion. But 4th and 15 from their own 25-yard line, it's going to be. Welcome to the stream. What's up? Not much. How about you? What's good, my guy? We see you grinding, bro. Keep it up, homie. Thank you guys for the encouragement. Greatly appreciated. Uneducated sports talk raid. Thank you guys. Appreciate that. Thank you. Hi. How are you? Appreciate the raid. Thank you very much. So 4th and 15, Teamu looks to throw. Down the field, that is intercepted, and that's going to seal a Renegades win. On the return here is taken down at the 40-yard line. And that is going to seal the championship for the Renegades. Much love, keep it up. But yeah, thank you guys for the raid. Greatly appreciated. Thank you for all the love and support. Stay grinding, definitely will. I see what Teamu's trying to do right there. It's not a bad decision. It's just he does not get enough on that ball. It is severely underthrown. But yeah, thank you guys for the raid. I greatly appreciate that. My favorite XFL team is the Guardians. How about you? Alright, so second down here. It's a 2nd and 11 after, I don't know, I wasn't even paying attention to that play, because the game's, it's essentially over. Alright, so 2nd and 11, 1:07 to go. The defenders spend their 3rd and final timeout. That's going to do it. Or essentially do it. I mean, there's still a minute 7, but all they got to do is a few kneel downs. Here comes the Gatorade. Yeah, I see that. Right as I saw your comment there. I think the other coach with it as well. But yeah, the Renegades will win the XFL championship. Another kneel down that the clock is running. They'll have to snap the ball one more time before they officially are the XFL champions. So, it is now official. The Arlington Renegades have won the 2023 XFL championship. And who would have thought? The team that went 4-6 in the regular season and barely made it to the playoffs is the team that's going to be taking home the championship. Who would have thought? The Arlington Renegades hand the defenders their 2nd loss of the season. They fought at 10-2. Renegades up to 6-6. 4-6 won the championship. Congratulations to the Renegades. Yeah. The Arlington Renegades, the team that went 4-6 in the regular season, the worst team to make the playoffs. There was even people saying they shouldn't make the playoffs, and it should have been the Battlehawks instead. Now they win the championship. That is just the ultimate underdog story there for the Renegades. Final score 35-26. Now, I don't know if they're going to crown an MVP or name an MVP or anything like that. Now, I know they didn't name a regular season MVP, which is pretty dumb. But now, if there was an MVP of this game, it's probably going to be Luis Perez, right? I mean, 288 passing yards, 3 touchdowns on 26 of 36 passing. I'm trying to see, is there anyone else that could potentially win the MVP? The only other guy I could think of is Tyler Vaughn, who had 8 catches, 83 yards, and a touchdown. But I mean, if you're going to give it to somebody, it's got to be Luis Perez, right? I think it's got to be Luis Perez. If you're going to name a game MVP, it's got to be Perez. So, the Arlington Renegades win the XFL championship, and yeah, a team that went 4-6 in the regular season is now an XFL champion. Pretty crazy. So the Renegades are XFL champions, and I think it's pretty crazy. I mean, somebody said it before. Let me see so I can give you credit for who said it. Harvey Bird 67. You said it before. It's about when you peak, and the Renegades definitely peaked at the right time. Well, at least Texas is winning something. The Cowboys sure won't win anything anytime in the next 50 years, nor will the Texans. That's definitely for sure. I was just about to look something up. Oh, there we go. Alright, so final score 35-26 Renegades. They win the XFL championship. And now, I don't know if they're going to name MVP or not, or anything like that. But the Renegades, they are champions. They disappointed in the regular season, did not disappoint in the playoffs. Cowboys fans might want to migrate to the Renegades full time. That's definitely true. I'm Arlington. The Cowboys technically play in Arlington too, so yeah, it's not even that big of an adjustment. Saying, well, now I'm rooting for Houston or anything like that. TV says Dwayne Johnson will hand the trophy. Okay, cool. Alright, so I guess I'll stay for a few minutes here. With the, and, we'll stay on for the trophy presentation or whatever you call it. It looks like the Cowboys and Renegades need to swap leagues. Oh, I was gonna put the captions on, see what they're saying here in the trophy presentation, but now the captions are gone. I was able to put captions on before, and I have no idea what they're saying now. But what? Why? This is so annoying. I put the captions on before to see what the announcers were saying, and now I have no idea what they're saying here as they hand off this trophy. But the Arlington Renegades are XFL champions after they defeated the best team in the regular season, the DC Defenders. So the Renegades are officially XFL champions. We had another great stream. Yet another great stream. Have a great night. Might see you tomorrow if you're streaming. Yeah, I'm not planning on streaming tomorrow, but I do try to stream at least once a week. For now, it'll be the USFL moving forward. But yeah, I'm not gonna be streaming tomorrow. But and then next week, I don't know. There are kind of annoying times for the USFL, but we'll see. Yeah, I try to stream once a week. Alright, but that is going to do it for today's stream. Big game Bob, 5th total championship win. Yeah, Bob Stoops is a very, very good coach. Alright, but that's going to do it for today's stream. Thank you guys for joining me. Make sure to like the stream, subscribe, turn on notifications so you don't miss any of their upcoming streams or videos. I do my best to post as often as possible. I think I'm going to do a winners and losers of the XFL either tomorrow or Monday, and then also XFL players who deserve an opportunity in the NFL on sometime in the upcoming week. But that's kind of the plan. Obviously, USFL power rankings and then USFL predictions as well. That's kind of the outlook for the upcoming week. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like this stream, subscribe, turn on notifications so you don't miss your upcoming videos or live streams. I do my best to post as often as possible. I hope you all have a great rest of your day or night, and I will see you in the next video.